Hey, what's up everyone? Carl Williams here with Williams' Mind and Muscle Mechanics. Hope everyone's having a good day today. It's getting pretty cold in some parts of the world, and it's getting pretty cold here in New Brunswick. If you live in one of those colder places, hope you're doing a good job of staying warm. But anyways, today I want to talk about tennis elbow, because tennis elbow is pretty common, and contrary to what the name might insinuate, most people who have tennis elbow don't actually play tennis, right? So you don't have to play tennis to have tennis elbow. It affects a lot of us. I'm actually having a flare up right now, which is why I thought it'd be a good idea to make this video. I'm going to share some tips on how I treat my tennis elbow when it flares up, right? I developed tennis elbow back when I used to work in the trades. Probably when I was in my 20s. I'm 35 now, and I worked in the trades, probably till I was about 24. Time was about, 5 years. I was 19 to 24. So anyways, and that I used to assemble ductwork, right? And so I was always swinging hammers, turning wrenches, So if you're a tradesman, that's, a good chance that, a lot of tradesmen have tennis elbow. Office workers, if you're on a mouse and keyboard a lot, you know what I mean? That, it's got your wrists in awkward positions for long periods of time. That could contribute to tennis elbow. Anything at all really that forces you to have your wrists either, in awkward positions for long periods of time. That's what's basically going to flare up tennis elbow. It's pretty easy to diagnose. Basically, if you feel this like lumpy bone, this little lump of bone here in your elbow, well, there's a tendon that sort of connects to that little bony part on the top of your forearm here. And if you rub in a circle, right, or move your fingers, like right there, you can almost see it sort of sticking out, that little lump there. Well, if I massage that's pretty tender on me right now. It's chances are if you have tennis elbow, it's going to be pretty tender on you as well, because that's the tendon and the muscle group that's responsible for basically pulling your wrist back like that, right? So having anything that has with your wrist like this for long periods of time is going to flare up on the top here, okay? Same with if you have to have your wrist in this position for a long period of time, well, you're going to feel it sort of on the bottom. Again, sort of like a lumpy bony part here. Well, if you massage right around that area, you're going to feel tenderness, chances are, okay? And especially even when you're turning your wrists back and forth, or you're trying to do like a wrist rotation, that the chances are you'll feel it either on the top or the bottom, okay? Because that's basically what it is. It's an inflammation of the tendons and muscles that bend your wrist back, and an inflammation of the tendons and muscles that bend your wrist forward, like that, okay? So the ways you can treat it, one of the simple tips, it's going to be easier said than done sometimes, but it's good to try to stay conscious of it whenever you can. Anything you're doing, try to do it with a neutral grip, right? Try not to have your wrists bent in awkward positions for long periods of time. I know it's, like I said, it's easier said than done sometimes. It can't be avoided, but if you're on a computer all day at work, maybe try to make sure you're sitting back far enough that you can have your arms extended, don't have your equipment up high, or don't be sitting too low or too high, right? That's a good way to try to avoid that. If you're a tradesman, when you're swinging the hammer, try as hard as you can to maintain that neutral grip. I mean, I know once you've learned how to swing a hammer a certain way, it can be almost impossible to you can't really reteach yourself how to swing a hammer. It's difficult, it takes time. But, all little things that if you can somehow manage, it will help you in the long run. But more so than that, like those little habits, right? Try to break the bad habits and develop good habits, but also some stretches and stuff that you can do for it. One of the easiest ones, take a ball, tennis ball, baseball, softball, any sort of firm ball, or you can take a foam roller. I'm going to use a cup, actually. What you can do is basically, you're gonna find that tender spot on the top and just roll it out. Roll it out just like you're foam rolling your quads or something like that, right? Roll it out on the top, and then turn it over, roll it out in the bottom, that bottom spot that's tender, right? Don't do that too much. Basically, I'd recommend doing that maybe in the morning to try to loosen it up, try to get everything moving, right? If you do it too much, you are actually rubbing the tendon, so it can cause further inflammation. But originally, at first, it's going to help loosen it up. So doing it once or twice a day is going to be fine. I wouldn't recommend doing it much more than that, because you might aggravate things. So the second one we're going to do, this one's really good. So you're just going to stick your hands out in front of you, stick your thumbs out, right? And basically back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, okay? You're gonna do this about 30 times, or 30 seconds, right? Back and forth. That one is gonna help get everything nice and loose, help get everything moving, okay? And then same thing, out to the side, okay? So basically just out to the side, thumb forward, turn it down, hold it, and then back and forth. Back and forth, right? Back and forth, both arms. Another one you can do, you're basically, so I'll do it from the side here so you can see better. Basically, right? Elbow bent 90, thumb pointed towards you, and you're gonna basically turn your wrist inwards. Almost like you're trying to point your index towards yourself, right? But while keeping your forearm straight though, right? And you can do it the other way, but yeah, basically just moving it back and forth like that, okay? Now this one here is pretty simple. Everyone's seen this one before, right? Arm out, pull back, always pull through the wrist, never through the fingers, pull through the wrist, right? Pull back, hold that one, 30 seconds at least. Okay, and then forward. This one I find gives me the best relief. I find when I do this one, it just, I can feel it. I can feel it right now. It's just I love that one. But yeah, 30 seconds at least, and you should really feel a good stretch in the top there. That's my favorite one I find. If I find that's the one that gives me the most relief. And then last but not least, you take a towel or a hoodie, right? Hold it out in front of you, and just basically like you're wringing it out. Okay. Just back and forth like that. All right. Things to like, so those couple stretches you can do. Things to avoid. I already mentioned when you're doing something, always try to keep a neutral grip. So that applies obviously in the gym too, right? When you're doing curls, right? Try to keep a neutral grip. Try to avoid letting your wrist like cock forward, or try to avoid letting them roll backwards. Try to keep a nice neutral grip. And if you're having a bad flare-up right now, I would probably for a few weeks avoid any sort of reverse curling at all costs. I know it sucks to take time off of things, but I'm telling you, like, the setbacks suck, but taking some time to address a problem and coming back stronger it's worth it in the end, right? Because if you're having a bad flare-up and you're just being stubborn and doing reverse curls and stuff like that, reverse curls is one of the worst friggin' ones to flare that up, because it's engaging this tendon, this muscle, and it's just you'll never get rid of it if you know what I mean. I'm telling you, trust me, please. Which brings me to my last stretch, the prayer stretch. Okay, just like that. Basically, push your wrists together. Okay, push your palms together, and basically hold this one for 30 seconds. So they're all really simple. But I'm telling you, like, if you do them 2-3 times a day, you're going to start to feel some relief. You can even do some wrist rotations if you want. These ones sometimes I find can be painful for myself. Open hand, closed hands. That one I'm going to leave it up to you. If it hurts, don't do it. If it's a slight discomfort and a stretching feeling, then it's okay. But yeah, for me sometimes, like I find like I gotta do all the other ones that loosen it up first, and then after a few days of doing that, then I can sort of start getting into the rotations. You know what I mean? Even this stretch, like I find I gotta get it loose a bit first, and then that stretch really starts to feel good. But yeah, so anyways, hope this helps you find some relief, get back into the gym stronger than ever. And if you like my videos, like and subscribe, and get out there and keep kicking ass, everyone. Have a good day.